from the world-famous Riverwalk in downtown San Antonio, Texas. It's the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade, presented by Budweiser. United States Armed Forces, this Bud's for you. And sponsored by Visit San Antonio. Explore our great city at visitsanantonio.com. And by the Paseo del Rio Association. Visit the SanAntonioRiverwalk.com.
Hello and welcome to the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade presented by Budweiser. We have an amazing hour ahead for you. The audience here at the Arneson Theater is fired up. We are fired up as we get ready to celebrate our men and women in uniform and the red, white, and blue. Hello, I'm Ryan Wolf.
And I'm Delane Matthew. Welcome, everyone. I think most people know that we are Alamo City, USA. But I don't know that a lot of people know we are Military City, USA. We love, we respect, we honor the men and women who serve our country here profoundly. And we are looking forward to a great show tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
You're really going to love this one. But before we start the annual River Parade, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for our national anthem performed by Airman First Class Michelle Rejai.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, beautiful job. Thank you so much. Our first barge tonight, a very special one. This is the San Antonio Riverwalk Duck. Starting the parade for us, the one and only mascot, Timmy Duckin. Say hello, everybody. He is riding on our new river tour barge that will make its debut on the San Antonio Riverwalk coming up next fall.
Yeah, pay extra attention to all those American flags just waving in the air. Today it's all about patriotism and pride as we celebrate all branches of the military for our annual Armed Forces River Parade. And Timmy the Duck right there, he's just a local favorite here at San Antonio.
Well, how many cities have their own mascot on a river that floats down the barge? We do, because San Antonio is a special place. We love that guy. All right, let's talk about our Grand Marshal tonight.
Our Grand Marshal, Loretta Swit, I got a chance to meet her. She is a sweetheart. She is riding on the MASH float with the theme song for the long-running series. Miss Swit, renowned for her starring role on TV's most honored series, MASH, as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, for which she won 2 Emmys and worldwide acclaim.
Yeah, what many fans may not know about this multi-talented thespian is that she has been an artist from the age of 6. She is also a true champion of the animal kingdom as a watercolorist, award-winning animal activist, and actress. Her newest book, Sweethearts, chronicles her artwork and documents her animal portraits, along with descriptive anecdotes about each and every one of her extensive philanthropic work.
I got to see it backstage.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. 65 full color paintings and drawings, as well as 22 photographs. She really has a great eye. By the way, proceeds from the book will be donated to charities and programs that are dedicated, as Ms. Swit Swit to ending animal suffering and cruelty. So she's really got a big heart.
Oh, and look at all those devices up and ready to take her picture. She looks fantastic.
She really does, and she loves taking a selfie, let me tell you.
Yeah, you took a selfie with her,
She
right?
loves taking a selfie, and just, you know, it's great to see somebody of her stature here in San Antonio talking about how much she loves the Riverwalk and how beautiful it is. She couldn't stop talking about how much she loved it.
Well, what an honor to have her, and I know that we have a special place in our hearts for her, and she does for us as well. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the 2017 Armed Forces River Parade in downtown San Antonio. Our next float, the United States Army, ladies and gentlemen. Riding on the Army float is Lieutenant General Jeffrey S. Buchanan. He serves as the senior commander for Fort Sam Houston and Camp Bullis and the commanding general of U.S. Army North, the 5th Army. He is accompanied by his wife, Laura.
And I want you to pay attention, too, to the 323rd Army Band. Army known for just talented musicians as we listen to them as the float comes down for the Armed Forces River Parade. Command Sergeant Major Ronald Oro serves as senior enlisted leader for Fort Sam Houston and Camp Bullis. And the Command Sergeant Major of U.S. Army North 5th Army, he is accompanied by his wife, Sue. U.S. Army has maintained a presence in the Alamo City since 1845. They go way back, and at first, the Army leased facilities in the San Antonio area, including the Alamo. Then what happened in 1876 there, Delane?
Well, in 1876, Ryan, the Army started construction on the quadrangle, marking the establishment of what is now known as Fort Sam Houston, the 8th oldest Army fort still operating in the United States. So let's listen in.
Very talented musicians there. Thank you to the 323rd Army Band, United States Army, for a wonderful float there. The next one, the Grand Old Flag, is our third float to come on down. It's sponsored by Whataburger. And if you're not from Texas, you are missing out on the number 3 with jalapenos.
Yeah, I think the big thing about their burgers, Ryan, they put mustard on them. Oh my gosh, scandalous. But I tell you, they're pretty tangy.
They
They're
toast,
delicious.
they toast the buns, too, on the request,
Yeah, they
and it's
do.
a winner.
That's right. So they are very proud to provide meals to veterans at VA hospitals, to soldiers at the USO, and donations to military service members and their families through organizations like Soldiers Angels, Operation Homefront, Fisher Houses, and Force Support Squadrons, all across their footprint.
They do a lot of good for the community, and it's just so wonderful to have them. At Whataburger, they understand the importance of serving those who have served our country. One of the primary reasons why we put this on each and every year for the men and women of our armed forces. For over 67 years, Whataburger has been dedicated to serving the communities where they do business.
Yep. And riding on the float tonight, they are proud to highlight the Whataburger family members who have served our country. Thank you to all of them.
You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, where there's never a ghost or brand. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag.
And coming up behind them, float number 4, Battle Hymn of the Republic. And the sponsor here, Gold Star Wives. Now, if you've never heard of them, let me tell you a little bit about them. The Lone Star chapter of Gold Star Wives of America Incorporated. They're an organization of women whose husbands died while serving our great nation. The Lone Star chapter is dedicated to volunteering within the San Antonio community with groups like the USO, SAMC, and Operation Military Embrace, and they were founded way back in 1945.
I'll tell you what, they gave the ultimate sacrifice as well. These Gold Star wives play such an important part. Only a service spouse understands the sorrow and problems of another service spouse. Members of Gold Star Wives appear before various House and Senate committees on issues concerning compensation, educational benefits, medical care, and other programs pertaining to the welfare of military survivors. San Antonio will be the site of their National Gold Star Wives Convention later this year. So we really appreciate them coming out and being represented here. Once again, here are the Gold Star Wives float.
And they released some white balloons representative of their loved ones they lost. Again, thank you for your service as well.
All right, you recognize that song. I know you do. It's our 5th float in the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boys, sponsored by Warm Springs Hospital System. They're sponsoring the float. They've been caring for patients for 76 years. What began as polio treatment center has evolved into a multi-state network of post-acute hospitals and outpatient clinics.
Yeah, let's listen in for just a sec. They sound awesome. All right, Warm Springs has a proven track record for meeting the needs of active duty military veterans and their families. They support the VA and the Department of Defense with medical and rehabilitative care. They strive to provide holistic care as well that moves these patients towards functional independence and their successful return to home, work, and the community.
Yeah, we also want to thank Jenelina Escalante Valdez, COO. She was riding on the float as well. One of our very own, Mike Hernandez, who also served in the military. He's standing by with a Budweiser Silver Eagle Distributors representative, Mark De Hoyos. Mike?
Yes, I am. I'm joined by Mark De Hoyos, who happens to be an old friend. We used to actually play ball together, hardball, baseball, many, many years ago. How are you doing, Mike? Good to see you.
Mike.
I remember many, many good times with that. And you were always working, and you're still working with Budweiser and Silver Eagle. That's got to be great. And this, what you're doing here is very, very special. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. First of all, it's great to be here, and thank you very much. We're very proud. Silver Eagle is very proud to be a part of Folds of Honor. You know, for over a century, Budweiser and Budweiser wholesalers across the U.S. Have supported servicemen and women and their families. So it's just a great part of what we do and what we love to do here in San Antonio.
So you said you were going to try to raise nationwide $1 million?
Yeah, our goal is starting next week. Folks can help us. Look at your local retailer for a Budweiser Folds of Honor packaging. And in that Folds of Honor package, if you buy every case of Budweiser we sell from May 22nd through May 30th, will help us raise our goal of $1 million across the U.S. and support the Folds of Honor initiative.
So, right before we went on the air, you did a presentation. That must have been pretty special, and it looked like those two kids were excited.
Yeah, it's very special, and you know, it's great, one, to support a Gold Star family and to support a Green Beret family. 2 local San Antonio kids who each got $5,000. As they make their next chapter in life in college. So it's great to be a part of it, and please support your Folds of Honor Foundation.
How long have you been working for Silver Eagle and Budweiser?
I've been with Silver Eagle going on 10 years, and it's terrific because we're a part of the community.
Yes, you are.
We support over 400 charities locally in San Antonio, and over 40 for the servicemen and women of San Antonio in Military City, USA.
All right, Mark, thank you so much.
very
Good
much,
to see
Mike.
you
Thank you
again.
so much.
Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back more with this wonderful, wonderful Armed Forces River Parade from the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk.
Welcome back to the beautiful Arneson River Theater in San Antonio, Texas for the Armed Forces River Parade. We saw the Army. Now it's time for the Marines as they make their way on the 6th float today. The Marine Corps Recruiting Station San Antonio's mission is to seek out and find the highest quality young men and women to take up the challenge to earn the title of a U.S. Marine.
Well, in order to continue maintaining the high Marine Corps and Department of Defense quality standards and attain a diverse entry-level population, representatives of national demographics, they strive to enlist only the best and the brightest youth of America. And let's listen in.
Here comes the confetti, too. I love it.
this song. Let's listen.
Freedom and to keep our honor free.
Now, each applicant must embrace the core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And they are not taking applications, only commitments. That's what they say.
That's
and
important.
They mean it, too.
Yeah, well, that's because since 1775, the Marine Corps has done 3 things. Just 3 things. Make Marines, win our nation's battles, and return quality citizens to America. They, folks, are the Marines.
Semper Fi, my friends. Now, coming up behind them, float number 7, Only in America, sponsored by the city of Universal City. Located just northeast of San Antonio, Universal City is known as the gateway to Randolph Air Force Base. Since its inception in 1960, Universal City has been recognized for its commitment to excellence and forward-thinking approach to municipal services. Councilman Tom Maxwell and his wife Cheryl proudly represent Universal City to honor and support our United States Armed Forces.
Yeah, and the music is played by the Okwa Moho Rimba Group. The group is comprised of local UC students led by Emmy-nominated music teacher Bonnie Anderson, and the group is looking forward to performing at Carnegie Hall later this year, which is a testament, Delane, to just how well they do.
That's right.
Let's
they're
listen in.
awesome. They're great.
I love the
All of
shirts,
them.
too. Very festive. They're having a lot of fun. And no matter what age you are, this is for young, for old, no matter what branch of the military you serve in. Today's it's just a fun day to honor our men and women in uniform and celebrate everything that is USA, right?
Absolutely. And coming up behind them is Rock in the USA, R-O-C-K in the USA, sponsored by Hard Rock Cafe. Now, the Hard Rock Cafe in San Antonio proudly salutes our troops and veterans. They have been rocking on the river since 1995, filled with yummy food, unique memorabilia, and city-specific merchandise. The cafe is a favorite spot on the South Bay.
Yeah, and they're going to rock out right now, but I can tell you, if you get the burgers, you better come hungry. Let's listen in. Delane, you got the hair for this. I could just see you rock into this.
And I have the hunger to play the guitar like that as well. Riding on the float is Carrie Ann Silver, Mina Babbitt, and other hardcore rockers.
Love it. That is a crowd favorite as people here are going crazy. Our next one, Stars and Stripes Forever, brought to you by Visit San Antonio. They work around the year to tell you why San Antonio is such a great place to come to, and you're getting a flavor of it right now. It's proud to celebrate the men and women of America's Armed Forces. They're honored to have the opportunity, they say, to share their gratitude alongside the citizens of Military City, USA, with all of those who serve our country.
Yeah, Visit San Antonio works for the people of San Antonio by promoting and marketing our city as a premier destination for vacations, meetings, and conventions. The Riverwalk alone brings in hundreds of thousands of people every single year. And San Antonio also makes the perfect backdrop for reunions and family gatherings for those in the military. And oh, we have something really cool too, the Alamo, right? With the beautiful Riverwalk, World Heritage missions like the Alamo, family-friendly activities, some of the best food around the world. Of course, we are setting memorable memories for a lot of people.
Beauty and history, thanks to Visit San Antonio for that. All right, Mike Hernandez is in the crowd. He's been mingling with some veterans. Mike, what did you learn, pal?
Well, I want you all to meet a very special man. This is Staff Sergeant Eric Alva. And Eric was actually born and raised here in San Antonio.
Yes.
You said you went to Southwest?
Went to Southwest. I'm a Dragon, yes.
Dragon. Now, you're also a 13-year veteran of the Marine Corps.
13 years and 3 months.
And you have a very, very special distinction. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the distinction, unfortunately, it had to be someone, but I was the first American injured in the Iraq War when it started in 2003. I had stepped out of my vehicle after a couple of hours when we were outside Basra, and then I stepped on a landmine. I had only been in Iraq for 3 hours, lost my right leg, broke my left leg, and damage to my right hand with nerve damage. But, it wasn't a distinction. I was, I don't think anyone ever wants something like that. Even, when General Nyland, who was the assistant commandant of the Marine Corps, wanted to give me the Purple Heart, I didn't want it because I felt like I didn't do anything. But, the ground forces and the war had already started.
Well, you did do something. You
Thank
put
you,
your
Mike.
life out there
Thank
on
you.
the line, and we dearly appreciate that. What are you doing now?
Yeah, I retired, went back to college, got my bachelor's and master's in social work. So now I work at UTSA So I do adjunct there starting in the summer, and but I work in field education, working with graduate students for social work.
Well, we thank you for your service,
Thanks,
sir.
Mike.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you've done quite a lot with your life.
I appreciate it.
So we thank you for that, and
Thank you.
continue the good work, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Don't go away. We have more coming from the Armed Forces River Parade right after this short break.
Welcome back, everyone. It is a beautiful day in downtown San Antonio, Texas, on the Riverwalk as we continue the parade. We see the United States Navy. America's Navy has a strong presence here in Military City, USA. There are 12 Navy commands located across the city, and that number continues to grow. These 12 San Antonio Navy commands have approximately 10,000 or so sailors assigned here permanently or temporarily as students.
Navy's global mission: maintain, train, and equip combat-ready naval forces capable of winning wars, deterring aggression, and maintaining freedom of the seas. And they are crowd favorite, that's for sure, as they go wild here at the Arneson River Theater. The mission is essential to the survival of our great nation.
That's right. Your Navy accomplishes its mission by operating on the sea, aboard ships, of course, above the sea, in aircraft, below the sea, in submarines, and in direct combat ashore with the U.S. Marine Corps.
A couple of cuties on that float, too.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like perhaps a sailor's daughter right there. So very, very nice to see them.
Great day at work, right? For
Yeah.
all of these wonderful kids with their parents. And right behind them, Let Freedom Ring. Sponsored by Texas A&M University San Antonio, as we watch the Navy barge go through.
Yeah, you know what? It slowed down a little bit because they were taking some selfies.
Oh, well, you know.
You got to get a selfie, right?
Especially downtown.
Instagram, Facebook, something, right?
This
You're
is
here.
a beautiful backdrop for selfies. Bye, guys. And there we go. Let Freedom Ring. Okay, so sponsored by Texas A&M University San Antonio, specifically San Antonio. We have one too. The float sponsor is one of the fastest growing universities in the state and welcomed its very first freshman class in 2016. It was a huge deal.
It was
here in San
very,
Antonio.
very special. A&M San Antonio is a military-embracing institution. It has the unique Patriots Casa, a standalone building that assists the military community with the transition to academic life for Marines, soldiers, people who want to get back into studying. Perhaps they want to open their own business. This is a great university to go to.
That's right, and they've chosen Bring Sexy Back as their as the music that they
Very
roll
fitting,
through
Delane.
to. I
Very
think
fitting.
so. Riding on the float tonight, Dr. Melissa Mann, Vice President of Student Affairs, Richard Delgado Jr., Director of Military Affairs, Gabby Porras, Vice President, Student Veterans of America, student veterans themselves, ROTC cadets, and General the Jaguar.
And let's let them bring sexy back for a moment and soak it
Why
all
not?
in. You'll notice on the float, too, a replica of Iwo Jima Memorial right there. Very poignant, very fitting there as our friends here come on past us at the Arneson River Theater for a beautiful, beautiful day for the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade. Thanks so much for joining us once again as we get ready to bring our next float. The Drums of Liberty are here, and the sponsor is the Tricentennial Celebration. It's going to be huge as we celebrate 300 years here at San Antonio in 2018.
That's right. The San Antonio Tricentennial Celebration is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, right? That will be commemorated with a year-long calendar of events, all kinds of activities and innovative initiatives that will carry San Antonio into the next 300 years by showcasing our diversity, inclusiveness, and authenticity.
And very quickly, if you haven't made plans for New Year's Eve yet, this is the place to be because that Tricentennial Celebration kicks off New Year's Eve 2017. This is a
Sounds
great city
fun
to party.
me. It really is. All right, Living in America, sponsored by Dreams Fulfilled Through Music. Okay, so Dreams Fulfilled Through Music is a pioneer in the development of creative teaching for students with all types of disabilities.
Whether the students' needs are music therapy or a program of adaptive teaching strategies in a private lesson setting, it is the goal of Dreams Fulfilled Through Music to identify qualified teachers and therapists who can provide services that will result in bringing the joy of making music to all with special challenges.
You know, music is one of those things that seems to bring so many people together of all races, genders, everybody. No matter if you have a disability or not, music is almost therapy for your soul. So it is very special that they have representatives for that here tonight.
Well said, my friend, and we thank the folks right here from Dreams Fulfilled Through Music, Living in America, as we get ready to take another very quick break for our 6th annual Armed Forces River Parade. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more fun right after this.
And once again, welcome back to the Arneson River Theater, downtown San Antonio, as we bring in our next float. Just a little representative here in San Antonio, the United States Air Force. And the band playing today is the Air Force's Top Flight Band, playing its official branch song. The U.S. Air Force's Air Education and Training Command is celebrating 75 years in 2017. I had the honor of emceeing their huge celebration, and I can tell you, they are so proud, and we are so honored to have them
We
here.
sure are, and look who's on the float, too. The command led by Lieutenant General Darrell Robertson, and he's represented today by Vice Commander Major General Mark Brown and his wife, Mrs. Gwen Brown. Let's listen in quickly. Very nice. The Air Education and Training Command is the first command to touch the life of almost every Air Force member. Over the years, more than 25 million students have graduated from programs of AETC, and the mission is to recruit, train, and educate airmen to deliver air power for America.
This girl can sing, too.
She can.
Oh, she
What
is
a voice.
fantastic.
And we thank everybody from the United States Air Force watching.
And up next is the American Fanfare Barge, sponsored by Mrs. Texas U.S. Universal. Now, Mrs. Texas U.S. Universal 2017 is Kimberly Bader, and she is accompanied by her husband, John, and her son, Nicholas. She is also accompanied by 2 veterans from the oldest VFW post in Texas, and that's VFW Post 76. Commanders Johnny Ornelas and Albert Mireles. VFW Post 76 is celebrating its 100th year.
Delane, Kimberly's got a lot of bling on. I know you love that, so that one's for you right there. She's got a
Good taste.
long family history in the military. Her husband, John, was in the Army National Guard. Her maternal grandfather was in the Army, and during World War II, he was a POW held captive for nearly 2.5 years. Can you imagine the sacrifice that he made? Her platform, volunteerism, and she's volunteered with nearly 3 dozen organizations since being crowned. And congratulations as we welcome a very special float, the Yankee Doodle Dandy float, sponsored by Sinclair San Antonio, our parent company. And you'll notice a couple of people that we might recognize on this float. That's because we work with them.
I call her the weather god. That's
Jeanette.
Kaye, and she is one of our meteorologists, and she is spectacular. And we are so pleased to see her tonight. She looks fantastic with her kids.
She does look great.
Now, these stations take an active role in the community and support dozens of nonprofit organizations throughout the year. And they are part of the Sinclair Broadcast Group, connecting people with content everywhere. Bye, Jeanette.
There's Jeanette. Hi, Jeanette. I'll tell you what, she forecasted that this parade was going to go off without a hitch, and guess what?
Ooh, she's good.
She is really good, because it was not looking pretty earlier today,
it
but
wasn't.
right now the sun is out and it is
Oh.
beautiful.
Look what I hear. Danger Zone, sponsored by Security National Mortgage Company. This is a fun scene from the wonderful movie, of course, Top Gun. You've seen that one,
Oh,
right?
we love it.
Well, the float is sponsored by Security National Mortgage Company, and Pinnacle Realty and the Prado Real Estate Group work in partnership with preferred lender Security National Mortgage Company to help military members, specifically and families, find homes, provide discounts, and help them sell their homes. So they're an integral part of, sometimes a lot of families are transitioning, their spouses are transitioning out of the military, and sometimes they really need a place to live ASAP.
And they need the guidance, and this is where you go right there as we enter the danger zone with Security National Mortgage Company. Riding on the float, by the way, are Julie Velasco, Alex Marti, Evan Prado, Joe Kainan, and Debbie Woodby.
And before we head to the break, let's listen in to this amazing band.
Here's a fact sheet. Little fun fact, by the way, for Warhawk. Warhawk, a dynamic horn band of the United States Air Force Band at West Station at Joint Base San Antonio Lackland. This ensemble, they were formed back in 2003, and they consist of 8 highly skilled airmen musicians from piano, bass, drums, trumpet, trombone, saxophone, and vocals. That's who you're seeing on the stage there. So we're going to head back in just a bit. You're watching the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade from San Antonio, Texas. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
And once again, welcome back to the 2017 Armed Forces River Parade, coming to you from downtown San Antonio, Texas, right along the beautiful Riverwalk. I'm Delane Matthew.
And beautiful as well right here along the Riverwalk. I'm Ryan Wolf. Thanks so much for joining us, presented by Budweiser. We're having a ton of fun. Are you ready for the next float?
Let's
Let's go take a look. It's the United States Coast Guard. The United States Coast Guard is one of 5 armed forces of the United States and the only military organization within the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So a little fun fact there.
Sure.
1790. Yeah, the Coast Guard has participated in every armed conflict and safeguarded America's waterways, environment, and maritime interests around the world.
Yeah, they save lives. You know, they protect the environment. They do a lot of stuff. They defend the homeland. They enforce federal laws on the high seas, the nation's coastal waters, and its inland waterways. They deploy worldwide with their Department of Defense counterparts in support of combat operations. I lived in Miami for quite some time, and we worked with the Coast Guard a lot. They help save lives on the water every single day.
We salute you. So thanks to the Coast Guard there. All right, if you are hungry, well, then you might just be in the mood for the original Mexican restaurant, aptly named In the Mood. In the Mood shows the famous photo of the sailor kissing a nurse.
That is fantastic. I want to see that. Where is that?
It's-
They're supposed to reenact that.
It's-
Aren't they? Now, riding on the float are the United States military ambassadors. These Fiesta military ambassadors are selected every year.
There it is, Delane. They're raising
I get it?
up. Yes.
Okay, there it is. Okay, it's not a reenactment, but it's close enough.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, so these Fiesta military ambassadors are selected every single year through a very strenuous selection process and represent the military at San Antonio area community events, including nearly 150 activities associated with our party of the year in San Antonio, Fiesta.
And we got to give a little plug, too, to the original Mexican restaurant here in San Antonio. It's the only restaurant on the Riverwalk that is open 24/7, 365 days a year. So if you want a taco,
You want a
can have
margarita.
taco. You want a margarita con salt?
That's right.
That's where you go.
Con sal. All right. Now, it is housed in a 19th century building, so the food, it's not just about the food or the margaritas. It's just the setting. It's amazing. It's beautiful down here on the Riverwalk. Breakfast is served until noon. You don't want to miss their famous cheesecake either.
And I love that they give a discount to our military service members.
Yes,
So
they
thanks
do.
so much. A nice little touch there.
Oh, I love this. Rosie the Riveter is coming up. Sponsored by Military Mama Network. Founded in 2013, the Jerry Ann Weisbrook. This nationwide Facebook-based support group embraces all branches of the armed forces with care, from enlistment to the final goodbye.
We got to get a shot right here of Delane doing Rosie the Riveter. Go ahead, let me see. Give me the Rosie the Riveter.
Doing it, I'm doing
Oh my, look at that. She does a lot of CrossFit, so she does a lot of CrossFit.
I don't look like Rosie,
One more
I'll
time,
tell
let's
you
see that Rosie the Riveter.
Oh my
Look at
God,
that.
are you kidding?
Look at that.
There-
Those are
that is so-
guns right
that's sad.
here.
That's sad.
That's San Antonio pride. All right, a grassroots organization with 49 chapters. They send care packages and cards of encouragement and volunteers to assist at veterans events. They do a lot of great nonprofit work. So thank you
Bye,
to
Rosie. And
Military Mama Network and Rosie the Riveter.
well, America the Beautiful is coming up here next. Look at that bald eagle. Now, it is sponsored by American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Of all the battles our armed forces fight, suicide should not be one of them. Suicide, though, unfortunately, is a leading cause of death in the United States. It's preventable, though, and among the military, the rates are much, much higher.
And it's so important for our service members to know that help is out there. You are not alone. The mission of this float, sponsored the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, is to save all lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide through advocacy, providing resources, and supportive events. And their chapters are at the forefront of suicide prevention by creating a culture to reduce stigma surrounding suicide and mental health awareness.
Yeah, these are things that we really need to talk about. The military is on top of this. They really want to talk about it too. American Foundation for Suicide Prevention has taken a leadership role in advocating for policies to prevent this from happening among the military personnel, their veterans, and families. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is up on the screen right now. If you or you know anyone who needs help, this is the number to call, 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Get help. It is there for you.
Let's listen in. Once again, you're watching the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade from the beautiful Arneson River Theater here in San Antonio, Texas, and we have more right after this. Thanks so much for joining us once again for our 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade presented by Budweiser here in San Antonio, Texas. We continue with the parade here along the San Antonio River. It is our 23rd float, Reveille, brought to you by the Paseo del Rio Association. Paseo del Rio Association is proud to honor the veterans who serve our country through the production of this 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade.
That's right. Reveille is the bugle call, of course, trumpet call, or pipes call, most often associated with the military and prisons. It is chiefly used to wake military personnel and prisoners at sunrise. I don't know if they enjoy it so much, but we really do. The name comes from the French word for wake up.
Formed in 1968, the Paseo del Rio Association is a nonprofit membership association. They're dedicated to promoting and protecting and preserving the San Antonio Riverwalk. And that guy on the float right there with the long hair, that is Spurs Jesus. And he is here to bless the river and the Spurs before they play in the playoffs.
Of course. We are pulling for them, of course. Now, riding on the Paseo del Rio float with him is Riverwalk royalty, including Queen Claudia Garofalo and King Michael Garofalo, husband and wife, along with the royal court.
And a little fun fact, Claudia and Michael both work here at our stations in San Antonio, so it's great to see them win. And they're wearing the crowd very proudly, looking fantastic. Husband and wife, 2 kids, beautiful family. And Spurs Jesus, bring in the good luck.
Yeah, please do. God bless the USA. Sponsored by iHeartMedia, KJ97. This float is sponsored by these radio big-time guys here in San Antonio. The #1 country radio station morning show with Randy, Jamie, and JoJo. Middays with Bree Wagner, and Afternoon Drive with Travis Moon.
Also riding on the float, Country Radio Hall of Famer Randy Carroll, who is also a proud ambassador for the Adopt a Vet organization. By the way, also the float co-founder of Adopt a Vet, Roxanne Coutinho, retired Marine Sergeant J.J. Guerrero, who happens to be a double amputee and Adopt a Vet recipient.
Oh, and if you notice, you might notice this guy. His name is Clay Hollis. He's playing God Bless the USA. Let's listen in.
By the way, Adopt a Vet does home adaptations to allow injured vets to have freedom in their home, so a little background on them as they pass by here at the Arneson Theater.
Now let's send it over to Mike Hernandez, who has someone special in the crowd for us. Mike?
Hey, I'm just getting down on this music. They are awesome, aren't they? Aren't they good? All right, so I'm with some active duty folks right now. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Candace Brown.
Look at the camera.
Oh, sorry. Danielle Patika.
And
Airman Justin Varner.
all right, so you see, you're from where now?
Tampa, Florida. From Tucson, Arizona.
Missouri.
Missouri. Any special place?
Whiteman Air Force Base.
All right, so what are y'all's AFSC? What are you going to be doing? That's what they call the job, the AFSC.
I'm going to be doing aerospace medical services, and I'm trying to do evac medic.
I'm being a dental assistant.
All right.
Aerospace Medical Services with Air Force Base.
So tell me, guys, why did you get into the military?
I joined the Air Force for everything that it has to offer for health benefits, a steady paycheck. I wanted to make sure that my husband and I were going to be financially stable. I wanted to go back to school. Pretty much everything that the Air Force has to offer.
What about you?
My grandfather and my father were both in the military.
That's important to you?
Yes, sir. Very important. Serving my country and protecting my family.
I appreciate it. And listen, we thank you so much for your service. We thank you so much for being willing and to stand out there and do. I know I was in the Air Force for 10, and you don't stay very long, and they kind of tell you where to go, and you don't have a lot of choice. You go. And if necessary, you put your life on your line, and we appreciate it, okay? God bless you all. God bless you for what you do. God bless you guys for what you do.
Mike,
Say hi.
they're
Let's
doing
listen
a
to some
great
more
job.
music from the war. Hawks.
She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty, just let it all hang out. She's a brick house. Like the latest act, that's a fact. Ain't nothing like. She's a brick house. Well, we're together, everybody knows. This is how the story goes. She got everything that a woman needs to get a man. How can she lose that stuff she used? 36, 24, 36. Oh! Got a winning hand. She's a brick house. She's mighty, mighty, just letting it all hang out. She's a brick house. Like the latest act, that's a fact.
And once again, welcome back, everyone. Before we leave you tonight, we have one more float to show you. It's called Where the Stars and Stripes and Eagles Fly, sponsored by Budweiser. Silver Eagle Distributors, the nation's largest Anheuser-Busch distributor, has a long-standing commitment to our country's military and their families. And as a proud member of the business community in Military City, USA, Silver Eagle supports more than 40 military organizations that give back to those who served or have served and their families through scholarships, medical support, and memorials.
Yeah, we heard it a little bit earlier. In 2017, Silver Eagle will provide 2 $5,000 scholarships through the Folds of Honor Foundation to local children of military men and women who have been killed or disabled in service to our country. And Silver Eagle also contributes $15,000 annually to Project MEND for their veterans program to provide durable medical equipment and assistive technologies medical necessary for rehabilitation and recovery. So Silver Eagle and Budweiser, they're proud to be here today, and they're certainly proud of all those who serve, and thank our members of the armed forces. Take a look at them there. They are so happy to be here, Delane.
Yes, and veterans there on board that float waving to the crowd. And veterans, are, of course, are very special here because we have to take care of them, and we do. Military City USA really embraces our veterans and makes sure that they're okay and that they have everything that they need.
They're such an integral part of our community here in San Antonio. We absolutely love them, and it's wonderful to see when people see those in uniform, families stop and they salute, or they shake their hands and they say thank you for your service. And that's a great reminder for all of us. If you see somebody in the military, salute them. Tell them, you know what, thank you for doing what you're doing so we can have our freedoms here.
And look at the faces of all these kids, really. They're so young. And they are the future of our country, protecting our country and helping us along through the years. It has been such an honor to have them here in San Antonio with us. And what an honor to have you as well, peeking into our little community here as we honor our military members.
On behalf of Delane Matthew, I'm Ryan Wolf. You've been watching the 6th Annual Armed Forces River Parade presented by Budweiser. Have a great night.
Good night.
With the stars and stripes and the eagles fly.
This year's Armed Forces River Parade was presented by Budweiser, United States Armed Forces, this Bud's for you. And sponsored by Visit San Antonio. Explore our great city at visitsanantonio.com. And by the Paseo del Rio Association. Visit the SanAntonioRiverWalk.com.